This is the Human Resources Committee meeting, August 6, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. In the council chambers. For sake of time, I'll quick introduce everybody. We got Mr. Shane Blazer, Mayor, Mr. Scott Kellogg, Council Member, Mr. Jay Bemke, Committee Member. We got Deb Poggle, our Human Resources Director, Human Resources Consultant. We've got a gentleman in the audience that will be discussed on one of the items here. And on the phone lines or via electronic media, we've got Committee Member Joe Zerflu, and we also have City Attorney Sue Schill. With that, I'll call the meeting to order. Item number 2, discuss and consider approval of proposed changes to the HR Administrative Assistant job description. And it looks like items 2, 3, and 4, Ms. Poggle, you can address that for us. Thank you.
Everyone should have a copy of the existing job descriptions with proposed changes. And you all should have had the opportunity to look through those. We're recommending that the current HR Administrative Assistant job description changes and title to become the HR Human Resources Coordinator. There's significantly more duties. Over the course of the last 10 months, the HR Director position has been vacant. So it gave us the opportunity to have some of our existing staff take on some additional responsibilities and really look at what made the most sense from a roles and responsibilities. So we took this opportunity as we revised the position to create the HR manager to take a look at the whole function. So what you have in front of you are those 2 positions. Again, the administrative assistant that we're looking at titling HR coordinator. The senior generalist, we're still recommending that stays a senior generalist, but we're just looking at some duties that we've removed from the HR director, which would be the HR manager role. So I guess if there's any questions that anybody might have on what we have put together and the changes that we're recommending.
Are there any questions by any committee members? Mr. J. Bemke? Mr. Joe Zerflu, in internet world or electronic world, do you have any questions?
I'm just on the phone. No, I don't.
And I read through this. There was nothing that stood out to me. And that is one of the things that I kind of wanted to do by being on the HR committee, is clean up a lot of stuff that needed cleaning up. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll second.
There is a motion on the floor by Bemke, second by Zerflu, to approve proposed changes to the HR Administrative Assistant job description as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes carried 3-0. We'll move on to item number 3. Discuss and consider approval of proposed changes to the senior HR generalist job description. Ms. Poggle, will you continue?
Basically the same thing conceptually, as we just added the additional duties that were absorbed during the transition time. And I'm not recommending that we change the title on it. I think that's the current title is reflective of what's common in the HR community, HR world. So it's just looking at that as well as the grade adjustment like we did for the coordinator position.
Committee members, does anybody have any concerns? Mr. Bemke? Mr. Zerflu?
Nope.
And then I apologize. I'm sorry, Mr. Kellogg, you're in the audience, but you're a council member. Mr. Mayor, do you guys have anything?
No, it looks fine. It looks fine.
I feel bad. I almost think I kind of rushed the last one, but I don't think that there is any real concerns either way with it. So with this particular one, same thing, I'll entertain a motion to approve proposed changes to the senior HR generalist job description.
I'll make a motion to approve the changes to the senior HR
job description. I'll second that.
I can second that.
Okay, I'll give it to Mr. Zerflu. So motion on the floor by Mr. Bemke, second by Zerflu to approve proposed changes to the senior HR generalist job description as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Ayes carry 3-0. We'll move on to item number 4. Discuss and consider approval of proposed changes to the executive coordinator job description. Ms. Poggle?
Thank you. Similar to what we did within the HR department, we're also doing that in the mayor's office with the change in leadership, really just wanting to more accurately reflect the duties and responsibilities in what that position is doing and what the mayor is requiring of that. So those positions are, again, those changes are outlined. So recommending not a change to the title, but more of a change to the roles and responsibilities as well as a grade change to be comparable with the HR coordinator.
Thank you. Mr. Bemke? Mr. Zerflu?
I got nothing here.
Mr. Gallagher? Mr. Blazer?
Looks fine.
With that being said, I looked through the job description, I read through it, and everything, nothing stood out to me, so I'll entertain a motion for approval. I'll second that.
Second.
All right, I'll give it to Zerflu again. Our motion on the floor by Mr. Bemke, second by Mr. Zerflu to approve proposed changes to the executive coordinator job description as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. 3-0. We'll move on to item number 5, which is discuss and consider confirmation of Mr. Shane Blazer's appointment to the position of Human Resources Manager. And I'll give that to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Kubitschek. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce Ryan Hartman. He's, we can bring him up to the mic here if you want to have him introduce himself. This process has been going on, as all of us know, for a while. And through that process, ultimately, we met Mr. Hartman here, and I have since offered him appointment to that position pending your confirmation. And so I'd like to introduce you to him. And this is Ryan Hartman.
Hi, good afternoon. As Mr. Mayor said, Ryan Hartman. I am born and raised here in Wisconsin Rapids. Grew up here, left for college, worked after college for approximately 5 years, and then relocated with the family here. Again, pretty much a lifelong resident. Extended family is here. I feel like I know the city and the surrounding area very well, and look forward to working and being a part of this team and the city.
Mr. Hartman, will you quick explain to the committee a little bit about your background as far as work related, especially with human resources?
Sure. I have approximately 20 years experience in the personnel and human resources field. My master's degree is in organizational leadership. So I am very familiar with organizational development and leadership. Along those lines, I also am teaching a couple HR management courses after in the evenings at Mid-State Technical College, something I've done years ago and will be doing again this fall in their leadership development program, along with the human resources and organizational behavior. I'm familiar with labor relations and FMLA and all the laws and regulations that go with the human resources under the umbrella.
Wonderful. As the committee chairperson, I met with Mr. Hartman previously, and a wonderful person. I think he's going to be a great addition to the organization. Does anybody have any questions, concerns from either the committee or Mr. Kellogg? Do you have any questions, concerns for Mr. Hartman?
Yeah, I don't have any concerns, but you mentioned that you had 20 years of experience. With whom did you work with? what company?
Sure. Absolutely. After college, I worked at it's now a university that I graduated from, so I worked in the financial aid office there right out of college. After that, I spent the majority of my time, the remainder of my time up till now, at Bullseye Credit Union, which is just across the street, basically. And then worked with and through until the merger happened. And I'm not a job jumper, so I've been, the majority of my work years have been were at Bullseye Credit Union.
I was just curious.
Anybody else? Mr. Zer flew in telephone land.
No, I don't have anything.
Great. And so we've got obviously a committee vote on this for the confirmation, and then we have a special committee meeting, a special council meeting following this meeting. What time is it actually scheduled for?
5:30.
5:30. So then we will be voting, the whole council will be voting on confirmation of Mr. Blazer's appointment here. So without hearing anybody else, I will entertain a motion for confirmation.
So moved.
Mr. Bemke, quick beat you out, Mr. Zerflu, but I'll give you the second on there. So I got a motion on the floor for confirmation and a second let me say that again. I've got a motion on the floor and second to confirm Mayor Blazer's appointment to the position of Human Resources Manager. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 3-0. And with that, we'll move on to item number 6, discussion on employee recruitment. Thank you, Mr. Hartman. And obviously, you're going to hang out till the council meeting then. Thank you. Ms. Poggle, will you address our kind of and with this discussion on employee recruitment, as far as I know, this is something that we just have on the agenda every month, and we talk about it. If there is something, if there isn't, then.
Right, and with this being a special meeting, but I am happy to inform you that we have made an offer to a design engineer today. So that was really the position that we've had out there at this point, the big one we've been having difficulty recruiting. I really want to give kudos to Sarah. She reached out to all of the alumni within the school system. So UW-Platteville, we know someone that went to UW-Platteville in the room, talked to some of their alumni. This is a recent grad who graduated in May, but is working. So both of the Joes were very impressed with him. He's got a great background from school. So the offer's out there on the table. We're hopeful that he's going to accept the offer. So other than that, we're pretty steady. Parks and Rec are filled. All the positions are filled. The HR director position will be filled after Common Council, hopefully. Well, any questions?
Any questions from Ms. Poggle at all by anybody here? Mr. Blazer.
Also, I'll include that you guys, HR department has been doing interviews for common labor positions the last several days to fill those openings too.
Oh, good. We had 210 applicants, I think, for that. So, good.
All right, well, thank you, Ms. Poggle. And then I guess the only thing we got left is item number 7, adjournment. So I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. So I'll second that. So we got a motion on the floor by Mr. Bemke, second by Kubitschek to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes carry 3-0. And meeting adjourned at 4:47. And if anybody in TV land is watching this, we will be having a special council meeting scheduled for 5:30 p.m. And the 2 agenda items that we will be addressing is one of them, the mayor's confirmation for a human resources manager position, as well as the cancellation of the fireworks for our Labor Day suggested postponement from the 4th of July firework period. So if you're interested in joining us, it'll be about 5:30 PM on this station. All right, thank you.